If everything God created were good, the question is this: are there some imperfect things? Genesis chapter 1 from verse 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Now, Bible said God saw that everything he created were good. Everything God created were good. There's a controversial message that people are saying, this is not lawful to take. This is not lawful to take. Remember, the Bible said everything God created was good. Simply means everything God created were holy. Both the animals, both the plants, both the trees, both everything, the fish in the birds, they were all called holy. They were perfect. Holy means perfect and good. God created everything to be good. Even human beings were created to be perfect and good. So, because of the law that was placed now, there are now some set of food that you are supposed to eat, and there are some set of food that you're not supposed to eat. There are some set of meat you are supposed to eat, and there are some set of meat you are not supposed to eat. Now, God has given them to you to decide what to do with it. There was no law placed that by God to say this is what you are supposed to do and this is what you are not supposed to do. I kept on saying to myself, I said, Adam never sinned because he ate the wrong food. Adam never sinned because he disobeyed the Ten Commandments. By then there was no Ten Commandments. Adam never sinned because he was doing immorality things. You know, the lot of immorality things, you know. But what was Adam's sin? What was Adam's sin to God? By then there were no human being apart from Adam and Eve. There were no other being elsewhere. What was Adam's sin to God? Adam's sin was disobedience. And what was this disobedience? God has placed a law, do this, and Adam was not doing it. And Adam stood by it for a long period of time, and God is a very patient God. Long period of time. So the extent Adam was taken totally away from God. Adam forgot God totally. He lost the memory of God. He lost the idea. In fact, he couldn't go back to where God has arranged him to be. This was the disobedience of Adam that took man away from God. And there's something people will begin to say. They say, if God is so merciful, why would have God not have forgiven Adam? Let me show you something. If you really understand the Bible said, God cannot stand against his word. God can never stand against his word. If he has said something that this is how it's going to be, and this is how it's going to be, nothing is going to change it. God cannot stand against his word. When God said this is going to be, that is how it's going to be. He can never switch. It's not like human being that will change later on. God cannot switch for what he has said. He has said it and he has said it. I came to understand the rhema that was given to me by God, that for God to switch his commandments, for God to switch his law, for God to switch his own words, let me put it in those processes. For God to switch his own words, his own spoken words, for God to go back to against his own spoken word, he has to die. So for God to accept man back to himself again as an apology accepted, God had to die. So if you want God to change his word continuously, he has to die continuously. He has to die continuously. For God to go back to his word and change it, he has to die. So simply means it is not easy for God to change his word. So God cannot change what he has said. In the Bible, there were a lot of prophets who does things on their own. Look at the prophets who they were laughing. So you are a barhead. Look at your barhead. And he commanded some white animals to feed them. And they were fed by white animals, commanded by the prophet. That was not God. Sometimes we just follow exactly what the prophet is saying. They are human beings like you. I can just put a law on the ground and my children will keep on following it. And the rest of my children will keep on following it. And they will not know how it started from. They'll say, okay, I was serving God. So it simply means God spoke to me. Now, God never spoke to the prophet to feed the people laughing at him with wild animals. He did it because he had the power to command things. And it happened. Abraham could sleep with his maid. And the Bible never said that was the same. Genesis chapter 16.